I'm the founder of Rizikisos. Rizikisos is a non-profit organization that was founded a decade ago to work on issues of disability and employment in Kenya.
I'm a father of 3 kids. Our firstborn is autistic. At 2 years, I would have expected maybe started crawling and also doing some mumbling of words and that kind of thing, but it never happened. The suspicion of autism came in.
As a mother, when you wake up, when you bring up this kind of children, you need to leave them. You always ask yourself, whom am I leaving the boy with?
You try different things in early interventions, and of course you get different advices and you visit different institutions.
I've done a lot of study when it comes to what to eat, what to cook, what to incorporate in his food, which to an extent is taking care of everybody so that you can stabilize his gut.
Their own way of training, even before they get to now, what would say after 18, they will be trained in certain skills. Before they even get there is a lot now to train them in by living a normal life.
Right now we are telling you, Viz is very good with household chores. Can you help me get out there? Connect with other institutions that can take Viz even in his own steaming here and steaming there. Take him in. Let him come and fold your clothes.
What I would really urge parents with the kids with autism, let's try and come out of that box. Yes, I know there is a lot of stigma in that, because of course in our African backgrounds, there is a lot of talk surrounding autism. It's associated with maybe witchcraft. Sorry to say, this is happening not only in Africa, it's happening also in the European countries and also elsewhere, the world over.
And when it comes to our emotional being, psychological being, we need a lot of support. Somebody might think that you're there looking strong, but it's not easy, because you're trying to cure something that is like, you're here, you're trying this, you try everything, whatever works for you. And that journey can be quite draining, to be honest, as a parent.
Give them the intervention that is required.
He might not finish the whole 360, but in between there's something that he can do. Those are the kind of connections that we are looking out for. When we give them opportunities and we have the right support system around them, you'll be so surprised on the kind of work that when it comes to self, they can drive out of themselves.
They have their own areas of strength.
Connect me with people who will not look at Vince with his behaviors that doesn't look like normal behavior, what you call, but you'll be ready to accept these kids.
Not Riziki only. If there are other organizations that are dealing with the welfare of the persons with the disability, don't sit back. Parents are out here crying out and asking for help.
When you look at the severity of his autism, maybe I connect with the Riziki, we'll be able to identify this one, we can train him on this one. And after training him on this one, we can be able to place him here.
If you reach out to us, we'll be able to, like what now Riziki has done, we'll be able to share our story and actually also getting to interact with these persons with autism, and clearly you'll observe and come out with something.
Riziki, we are here as parents. Right now, Vince is 17 years old. Soon he'll be heading 18 years old. I'm very grateful to have heard of you when there is still time. In those 2 years, in 1 year that will be coming, by then I'll have already identified what is it that Vince wants to do. And from the research, I'll have researched and I'll have known what you can do for Vince. You can rest assured. We'll be knocking on your door soon. And it's not only for Vince. I have friends who are already 18. I'll be recommending them to you And I'll accompany them so that I can learn more about you and how you implement your programs and what I can learn from you from as early as now. For us, it's never too early because our journey is slightly different from the others. So the earlier we learn about you, the earlier we learn about your programs, the better for us.
Kudos to Riziki for filling that gap and really look forward to it being known widely to be able to help many other young adults. But the question I would have to parents is, because we have organizations that take care of adults, what are we doing between the formative years, like the teen years, to ensure that by the time your child is getting to 18, then they'll be eligible to work with such programs like Riziki?
Mushai's family, actually, one would want to empathize with them, because that's exactly what majority of families out here are facing, but they do not know where to go to for support. So I think there is organization like us, Riziki. We need to pay attention to when we develop projects. Are we just developing it to specific types of disability that we know of and we are comfortable supporting, or are we going further to support children and young people with invisible types of disability? Because the challenge is that the society doesn't understand very much invisible types of disability, like somebody with autistic disability. People might think they're just sick or something. So really we need to come out more strongly and offer support and also guidance to these parents so that they know that actually these kids can be useful when given proper attention at early years, when they attend therapies, when they are socialized well to live within a community that has diverse types of children, so that then when they're growing up, they begin to adapt and be able to identify what are their skills, where their talents are, and then those talents can be channeled into useful ways of them gaining maybe employment. Typically, someone with autistic challenges might be ruled out in that they cannot do anything. But the way we look at it is, what is it that is very attached to this child? Maybe they are creative, they know how to draw. And when someone with autistic knows how to draw, they draw exceptionally well. If they are a designer, they actually will be one of the best designers. So we look at what challenge do they have in developing that as a skill that then can become a livelihood. Once that is done, so it means that we are able to work with their parents or encourage their parents to ensure that they choose the path for which that child is able to master. And so either by becoming the best graphic designer or becoming the best artistic drawer or something like that, so that then that is developed fully into a career, because less people understand that, and just by the way of understanding that, it means that you are able to support them now into that and avoiding bringing so many things to them, like, oh, can you do this, can you do that? Of course, they cannot be a doctor. There's certain limitation. They could also be like, they want to start their own business, for example. Then how are we turning that idea and skill or talent into a fully fledged business? So do they know that if now you want to develop a business, that you need to train in certain ways, you need to be able to organize yourself, you need to be able to market your idea, and that's what now we have Inua Biz as a program. So that will focus really on someone who has a particular skill, a particular talent, and then we see it, how then do we promote that into becoming a livelihood for this particular young person in the future. One of programs that we've recently just started is it's called Unlocking Opportunities for Young People with Disability in Kenya. And of course, we're working through a consortium of a number of organizations that work on disability and employment as well. And this one is more at looking at how do we connect person with disability to both informal and formal jobs, working with employers, preparing employers to understand how they can work with individuals with disabilities, certain types of disability, not only one. And now us going to look for them, trying to screen and see what can Fred do, even though they have a certain type of a disability, and preparing them for that particular job. That includes even training on soft skills, so that someone is able to project their capabilities as opposed to their disability. And that way, employers begin to reconnect with this talent, and they were like, oh, let's give it a try. Maybe they start from a lower level, maybe offering a 3-month internship, and that turns into some sort of confidence built by the employer, and then they come and employ them. My rallying call is, can you just come out? Can you reach out to us or any other organization or your neighbor and find out how your child can be supported? We are always and open to support kids like these who have autistic challenges, disabilities, and any other form of disability. We'll always find out how do we enroll them into our training program, one of which is called Talata Bridge, whereby if you visit our social media website, rizikisos.org, or Rizikisos on LinkedIn, Instagram, you really find a way of connecting with us and finding where you can get us, and we will be able to support your child in picking up what kind of interest can they advance in terms of becoming income secure. And really, it is the sole reason why we are established as Rizikisos. We want to see how do we support any person with a disability in this country so that they can gain sustainable livelihood and they stop depending on their parents.